first impressions review of the new Too Faced Chocolate Bar eyeshadow palette, and this palette has been causing quite the stir around the blogs, and I've been trying to resist buying it because it is so expensive. I'll talk more about it later, but I've literally been trying to convince myself not to get it because I don't need another palette, but it's just so beautiful, and pretty much everyone that talks about this palette online says that it's brilliant. So I finally caved and I got it, and the story sounds very similar to my NARS Narcissist eyeshadow palette, which I've also done a first impressions review and a little tutorial. I'll leave the link down below, and that's exactly what happened with the NARS palette as well. So there's a little bit of a pattern there with me. But today is all about this palette. I've already done my face makeup because I'm going to be doing a tutorial with some of my favorite shades from this palette in a minute. But I'll tell you a little bit about the palette, prices and what shades come with it, what it looks like and where you can get it. So this is what it looks like in the box, and I'll take it out of the box so you can see. And this is what it looks like. It looks like a chocolate bar, proper chocolate bar. I'll bring it a bit closer so you can see. Sorry about the reflection of my studio lights, but this is what the palette looks like, and the back there. And it's quite chunky if you compare to the Naked palettes. Let's see the Naked 3 here and the chocolate bar palette here. You can see that the chocolate bar is a bit bigger and, oops, a little bit thicker as well. So it is quite chunky, but it's made of the same material as the Naked 3 and the Naked 2. And it has a little, what's it called? Magnetic closure thing, but it's quite weak. So I don't know whether if you shake it enough it will end up opening. It hasn't done it yet, but it looks quite weak, quite easy to open. It basically has 16 eyeshadows and they're all infused with cocoa powder, and so this palette smells absolutely delicious. It really does smell of chocolate, and yeah, it's really beautiful. It comes with a little sheet here with the names of the eyeshadows, which is very useful to have that. But if I take that off, I'll show you up close what the shadows look like, and that's what the eyeshadows look like. Absolutely beautiful selection of colors, lots of browns and golds and purples. As you can see, that brown looks beautiful, that gold looks absolutely beautiful, and then there's more sort of rosy shades there, darker shades, and I think a corally one, and lighter colours there, and then there's this beautiful sort of like musky green shade there. So there's a pretty good selection of colours, and the eyeshadows are not too small either. I haven't actually tried it yet, but I have swatched all of these eyeshadows, which I'll leave on my blog. So if you want to see swatches of them, I'll leave it all on my blog. All the links will be down below, and you can check out swatches of the eyeshadows. And whilst swatching, I did notice that the eyeshadows were incredibly pigmented. A couple of them were quite chalky, but the rest of them were really good when swatched. But we all know that swatches and when you actually apply the eyeshadow on yourself are completely different things. So this palette is a Debenhams exclusive, so you can get it from Debenhams, and I think you can also get it from eBay, which is slightly confusing if it's Debenhams exclusive, but anyway, they are similar priced. And from Beauty Bay it's actually $42.75. From Debenhams it's £45, which is absolutely ludicrous for an eyeshadow palette to cost £45. And compared to the Naked palettes, which cost around about £36, it is nearly £10 more expensive. Saying that, the Naked palettes come only with 12 eyeshadows and these ones come with 16, so there's slightly more eyeshadows, but nevertheless it is very expensive for an eyeshadow palette, and I think that's probably one of the reasons stopping most people from buying this palette is the price. Yeah, like I said, you can get it from Debenhams. I don't know if you can get it worldwide yet, but I'm probably 90% sure that you can get it in America and in the UK. But if I find any other links online of this palette, obviously trustworthy links, I will leave them all on the down bar below. So yeah, now let's go on to the tutorial. So I've already done all of my face makeup. I'll leave all the names of the products that I've used so far, but I've done foundation, concealer, powder, bronzer, blush, I've done my eyebrows, and now there's only eyes left to do. And I'm going to start by priming my eyes with the Urban Decay Primer Potion, the original Primer Potion. And I'll take a little bit of it on the bottom lash line as well. So now I'm going to take a flat eyeshadow brush from Japanesque and I'm going to dab it onto the gold eyeshadow and swipe it all over my eyelid. Oh, that's very pigmented. Love it. This gold eyeshadow is called Creme Brulee and it's very similar to the Urban Decay Half Baked eyeshadow. Now with my MAC 217 brush, I'm going to be applying a little bit of this matte brown eyeshadow here, which is called, let me have a look at my little fact sheet, Semi Sweet. I think this would be a good crease colour because it's matte, but it's also quite rich, so it will look nice on a smoky eye. So this is one of the chalky eyeshadows. As you can see, it sort of flakes out a little bit, but the gold one didn't do that. So I'm just going to swipe that gently on my crease, focusing more on the outer corner of the eye. And this one is also another very pigmented one, which is really, really nice. It's a little bit more purple than what's the brown eyeshadow from Urban Decay, Buck. It's a little bit more purple than Buck, but it's really nice. I like it for a smoky eye. I'm just sort of making a diagonal line here with whatever is left on the brush, not adding any more product yet, just whatever is left on the brush. Okay, so now I'm going to choose a smaller fluffy brush like this one from Real Techniques, the Face Shadow brush, and I'm going to apply this shimmery purple colour here just on the outer corners of my eyes. It's called Black Forest Trifle. They all have dessert names, which is very cute, and yeah, I like that. So I'm literally just gonna dab this, literally just touch it, because these dark eyeshadows tend to be very pigmented. So yeah, now I'm just gonna tap off the excess. And this is one of the most glittery eyeshadows, I think. Yeah, definitely this one is one of the most glittery ones. So literally just on the outer corner of my eye there, just to add more intensity to the look. And this is not as pigmented as I expected, or maybe I just didn't get enough eyeshadow, but I'll try more. Yeah, it is quite pigmented, I was wrong. And now with the MAC 217 brush and no more product on it, I'm just going to blend it all in. I really like the way that these three eyeshadows work together. So far I'm quite impressed with these eyeshadows, which is something that I wasn't with the NARS Narcissist palette. I think some of the eyeshadows disappointed me quite quickly with that palette, but with this one, so far so good. So now I'm going to do a mixture of the brown eyeshadow and the purple eyeshadow and apply that to my lower lash line with a MAC 263. And take it slightly upwards to join up with that fake smoky eye line that I just made before. And with my MAC 217, I'm just going to blend those edges in and blend as well the bottom line. So as you can see, so far the eyeshadows look really intense. The color pigmentation is really, really good, and there's literally no fallout. Even with the glitter eyeshadow that I used, I can't see any fallout at all on my face, which is absolutely brilliant. There is a little bit of mess here, as you can see, where I've dabbed off the excess of the eyeshadow from the brush, but apart from that, really, really good. So now I'm going to highlight my brow bone and the inner corner of my eye. I'm going to go for this matte eyeshadow here, which is sort of like a beigey cream colour. And I'm going to use a Real Techniques shading brush for this. And just apply that on my brow bone. That one has a little bit of fallout, which is not a problem because it's a light colour, so it's all good. Actually, I don't think that colour did any justice to the look, so I'm going to go for this one here, which is very similar, but it's shimmery. So hopefully that will look a bit better. Oh, that's very powdery. Try and show you. Can you see that? That's very, very powdery. This one's going to have fallout as well. Yep. Okay, that looks a little bit better. And a little bit on the inner corner. So now I'm just going to go back with the gold eyeshadow and intensify the colour a little bit more. Just on the centre of the eyelid. That's something that I always do with my smoky eyes, is I go back to the main colour and I intensify just on the centre of the eye. And I think that sort of makes the smoky eye pop a bit more. And then a quick swipe with the MAC 217 and no product on it, just to make sure everything is blended. So I'm going to line my top lash line with the Clinique gel eyeliner in True Black. And I'm going to use the same brush that I used to line my lower lash line, the MAC 263. And then I'm just going to line my lower waterline with the Rimmel Scandaleyes waterproof Kohl Kajal in black. So now I'm going to curl my eyelashes with my Model's Own eyelash curlers. And for my top lashes I'm going to use Benefit They're Real mascara. Look at the difference with mascara and without. Oh my god. And for my bottom lashes I'm going to use my Clinique Bottom Lash Mascara. So I'm just going to clean the under eye area with MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in the shade NW20 with a beauty blender. Oh, no, too much. I hate it when that happens. Such a waste of product. I wish MAC would sort themselves out with this pump. It's just ridiculous. It's the most ridiculous pump ever. And then I'm just going to top up my bronzer and my blush as well. For my lips, there's a combination that I've been loving recently, and it's the Bourjois, what's it called? Rouge Edition Velvet Lipstick in the shade Peach Club, and the Revlon Super Lustrous Lip Gloss in Pink Afterglow. So what I like to do is I like to dab this on my lips very, very lightly and blend it with my fingers just to get a little pop of colour. And then on top I'm just going to apply the Revlon lip gloss. So this is the finished look. I really, really like it. I'm so impressed with this palette. I know it's really expensive, £45, it's a lot of money, but if I were to recommend it, I would say go for it. Let me come closer so you can see what it actually looks like. I know that I've only used a few shades, but so far I'm really, really impressed with the way the eyeshadows performed, and I'm tempted to say that this is going to be my go-to smoky eye for summer evenings. I'm really, really pleased with this palette. I'm so, so glad that I got it, and I can see myself using it loads. So yeah, that's it for this tutorial. Let me go back to normal distance. Yeah, so this is the finished look. Just sort my hair out. Let me know what you guys think of this makeup look, and if you bought the chocolate bar palette, I'd love to know what you thought of it and whether or not you're considering getting it. So yeah, leave on the comments below if you've got any experiences to share about the chocolate bar palette. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and if you like these first impressions reviews. And yeah, I'll see you all on my next video. Bye!